C-U-L-T-U-R-E 101. See, what's going on? What it is? How are you? How are we? How is everybody? Welcome back to Culture 101 podcast, where we have a damn good time pushing the culture forward. That's right, we do indeed. I am Trist. I am 1/3 of your collective. I am in Harlem, USA. And you know what? We're just going to pass it immediately down to Texas because Leslie got some shit to say. Yeah.
Oh.
Tell him about the thing you were going to tell him.
I really don't
tell him about the thing you was going to tell him.
Why
you being shy now? You being shy now? See, Sean, she do this shit. She want to be shy now. She had a whole thing to tell everybody, and now she don't want to tell them. Shit's crazy.
I really don't, because I ain't do nothing this weekend, and all I got going on is I'm going to Fort Worth for Thanksgiving. My mom and I are going up there to spend time with my sister and the kids and my brother-in-law's family, so that should be a good time. But
who cooking? Who all gonna be there? Who cooking?
All his people. My mom made 2 sweet potato pies that we're taking up, but all his people are cooking.
My sister put some bourbon in there.
No. My mom doesn't drink like that.
Well, that's real.
We got some pre-made. She got some pre-made margarita mix the other day from the store. She's like, "Do you think I should get this?" I was like, "If you want some, like that's fine." So she tasted. She's like,
"Pre-made margarita mix."
It tastes a little right. I'm like, it's not like a real margarita. It was like a wine type of margarita mix. So it was a little like off, but we still drank it. So we had a good time.
Why not just make it from scratch? Margarita doesn't have that many ingredients. Only 3
right.
ingredients.
We definitely could have, but she just was picking it up at the store. Was like, "Hey, should I get?" Okay. I was like, "If you want to, like, okay."
I'm acting like I drink margaritas. Like I just make them. I just be like, I don't even drink them. I just be like, in my mind making it. I'm like, nah, you can't use that mix. Out of here.
But so definitely looking forward to that. Haven't seen the Munchkins in a while, so it'd be good to see them.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't been on baby in a while.
Oh, I know it's coming come Christmas holiday. They're out of school for this whole week, but I know come Christmas when they're out for like 2 weeks, she's probably gonna drop them off for like a week or so. No one heard, so it's coming. I'm sure.
That's fair. I was hoping you were gonna tell us about you doing some cooking for this Thanksgiving, but I don't even know. I got my hopes up.
Why would I do that?
I just thought you might want to do something different. Different.
Your twin?
Oh, I know exactly who this is. I just thought maybe
the cranberry sauce. Like what? The canned cranberry sauce is what I'm
bringing. I never had cranberry sauce outside of a can, bro. Like I only know it in the can. That shit is crazy.
Exactly. That's the best. That's the best one, low key though. I've had it outside when it's like freshly made, and it's just like
the Jello, the fucking Jello, the canned Jello.
Pull it out, you slice it, you put it right on top of your dressing, and you scoop it up at the same time.
I've seen it done a million times. I've never tasted it. I've never once tasted it.
You can tell it's from the can because it still got the little rings around
the ridges. That's how you know where to slice. Okay, I'm gonna cut this much off and then put it on top of my dressing. It's like a guide. I love it. I'm here for it.
Sean, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What's happening with your Thanksgiving?
I'm actually flying out to Texas tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh shit!
Yes, I'm going to Latifah's family's house where her brother lives in Texas. So we are.
What part of Texas?
Outside of Houston,
League City, right?
League City. Yeah, League City.
Okay, all right. Y'all not close enough to have a joint situation. Y'all not close enough.
Well, no, because since I'm going to Fort Worth, I'll be 2 hours this way, which is further from, and she's going to be like an hour or so south of Houston. So
Jesus, that's like 5-6 hours apart. Good Lord.
Texas is huge.
We're in the same state, but really far apart.
It's like if you were in, I guess, Virginia and I was in like North Carolina or something like that.
I get it. No, I get it. Texas is long. You could drive through Texas like the whole day. But like, damn, I'm still in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
What are you doing for?
I'm just a little upset that I'm not going to Texas. Apparently, everybody in Texas but me. Shit,
get the memo.
I didn't. Apparently that's where it's at. I got family in Texas. Shit.
Where?
Near San Antonio, like my cousin. He's stationed there. He's in the Air Force.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's but he don't for real live there. He's probably leaving too. He's probably going someplace else. Anyway, no, we're going to New Jersey. We're going to Taylor's friend's aunt's house. We went to her friend's place, like her mother's place last year. Mm-hmm. So this year, I guess it's her mother's sister. So,
cute.
Apparently, I don't have to bring a dish, though. I'm tempted to bring something. I feel like I need to. It just feels like, but I don't know that I want to go all the way to to Jersey carrying this item. So that's like my only trepidation, because it's probably gonna be like 90 minutes to get there. It's gonna take a second.
Y'all taking the train?
Yeah, just it would be the easiest way to get there. So
Yeah. I mean, make something that's light to carry. That's not gonna like weigh you down.
What is that? That's I feel like
There's
that doesn't
stuff
exist.
that's light, you know.
Make that
Don't ask me, but I know somebody knows.
I'm just gonna forgo that. I'm gonna forgo that. But you know what I'm not gonna forgo? And you know what the streets are not gonna forgo? This information that they need. You know what? And I know that there's one person who can give it to them. She's gonna be in Texas, not her normal part, but she's gonna be in another part. Because you know what? It's time for the Bulletin Board. Les, take it away.
Well, thank you. So I wanted to start this bulletin off on a good note. So the first story I'm covering is called I Don't Want No Mediocre. Y'all remember that T.I. song?
I do. Yes. And I was like, okay, look at you. All right. I don't want no mediocre. I don't want no mediocre.
Exactly.
It was that album I want to say he released after
Jail,
Paper
right?
Trail. After Paper Trail.
Okay.
Right, because it was like
little thing stopping or something.
No, Big Things Popping is before that. That's before King. Big Things Popping is the one before King. King is the one with Why You Wanna. Paper Trail is the one with Living Your Life. I was a fan, man. Rubber Band. I've been a fan since Rubber Band Man. That's my guy.
I used to play it on my trumpet, Rubber Band Man. But anyway, I digress.
You used to have the headphones that came over with the little foam on the inside, and it was the little CD player
with the little CD player.
Good times.
Whole CD book. But anyway, so I wanted to shout out T.I. because on November 14th, him and Mayor Andre Dickens and a variety of other groups unveiled 140 units at the Entrada building on Donald Lee Holloway Parkway. So this is a community which is in partnership with the City of Atlanta, as well as T.I.'s Briar House Holdings and the Vecino Group. So they basically brought affordable housing to this community, and it's actually the community where T.I. grew up in. And he even said that he felt like he was kind of offsetting some shame that he brought because he used to steal from the Kmart in the community. So he felt like this was like his good deed to make up for his wrongs when he was a teenager.
However you can. I get it. You know, life's funny. It's funny.
Yes.
Is this Section 8 housing or?
It didn't specifically say Section 8, just said affordable, so I'm not sure.
That's different from Section 8 housing.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just wondering, what does affordable mean, I guess? I guess that's really my question.
It's more so like income based. So you have to pay, now I know somebody going through this process right now. Like, let's say that the rent would be $2,100 or something. You pay, they pay 80% and you pay 20%.
Really? Is that in every affordable case?
I don't know. Just the one that I know. Just the one that the person telling me knows.
So it's a sliding scale. Interesting. I might do some research. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's so dope though. Like, I feel like people with the means, once you do your own investment, set yourself and your family up, it would be nice if like people who have the extra means would give back to the community in this way instead of just hoarding billions and millions of dollars. But I digress. That's a whole other topic.
But trying to rent homes and rent them out for more than they cost in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, well, we didn't cover that. Once we have conclusions to that story, I'm going to bring that to the podcast. But we'll wait on see how that one plays out, because I'm on top of that one. So in the past 2 years, actually, the mayor says that the city has created more than 3,200 affordable homes, and they're aiming to have over 20,000 affordable homes. So right now they have another 5,000 under construction. So they're slowly reaching that 20,000 goal for them. So shout out to T.I., the mayor of Atlanta, all the good things they have going down there. He said Killer Mike actually inspired him because Killer Mike has some affordable housing initiatives and stuff as well. He's doing a lot for his community. So I think that's super dope.
Are these single family homes or like what? I guess my question is, what is the size of the units too? Did he go into any of that, or is that
they didn't go into all that detail?
So you might have to go deeper on this one. I'm really intrigued.
Yeah,
T.I. bringing positive news. That's great.
I'm here for it.
Exactly.
Associate him with good news for real. So that's great.
That's not necessarily true. I associate him with like when the music come out. That's good. That's good news.
Yeah, he's been in a lot more.
He's done some good things. I feel like he's been half and half. Like he may get
that feels right.
With a good beat.
Let's say 50-50.
Yeah,
like a little column A, a little column B. You know,
no one's perfect.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the next story, which I titled "Gotta Move On," which I actually can't remember how that song goes. That you Diddy and Bryson Tiller song that came out last year. I gotta move on.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know the record.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I titled that because we are gonna dip our toe into the Cassie and Diddy of it all.
Oh,
so I know everybody heard about the lawsuit that dropped last week. So rapper and music executive Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy.
I'm just mad you said drop like it was a record. You got that lawsuit that dropped last week.
I mean, that's what
it's hot like fire.
It had the streets buzzing like it was an album.
Okay, like it was a whole mixtape out in these streets.
It really did, though. It did.
But in all seriousness, it was a very serious lawsuit. It was 35 page document that went into explicit detail of what the singer Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, actually endured during her 13 years with Diddy, give or take a year. So it dropped on a Thursday, and then literally that following Friday, it was settled, which is like the quickest lawsuit in history. I feel like you don't see that, So Cassie did give a statement that said she decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that were on some level of her own control, and she just wanted to thank her family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. So in that federal lawsuit, which was filed in New York City, like I said last Thursday, Cassie accused Diddy of rape. Oh, trigger warning. I should have started that with this. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. It is going to be some domestic violence, sexual assault. Like, we're going to talk about all that. So if that's uncomfortable for you, please just speed ahead. Sorry about that. So yes, Cassie accused Diddy of raping and physically abusing her, which includes punching, beating, kicking, and stomping on her over the course of their relationship. When she actually announced the lawsuit, she said that she stayed silent for years, but was finally ready to tell her story and to speak up on her behalf of herself and for the benefit of other women who may have faced violence or abuse either in their own relationships or possibly with Diddy. So the lawsuit alleged that Cassie was trapped by Diddy in a cycle of abuse and that he asserted complete control over her personal and professional life, thereby ensuring her inability to escape his hold. Ben Brathman is actually Diddy's lawyer. He said that he rejects the accusations and called them offensive and outrageous, and said that Diddy denies them. So, as we know, the couple met 2005. He later signed Cassie to Bad Boy Records for like a 10-album deal. But that in itself was kind of like...
But he does that for every artist. Like,
that's crazy. 10 albums.
I'll get to my thoughts on it after you finish.
I'm almost done, and then we can have dialogue.
I didn't know that's what was a common thing. I didn't know that.
No, I can give you more. I can give you more insight than.
Please
keep going.
Okay, almost done. Okay, so apparently she tried to leave Diddy in 2018, and he actually forced himself into her apartment and raped her. But shortly after that, she was able to take the steps to like completely separate herself from him. And as we know now, she's now married, has 2 beautiful daughters, and she's just trying to heal. But I know a lot of people were asking like, why now? Why is this coming out now? It's because there was like a statute of limitations that was about to expire. So she had like a small window to actually like file the case and settle it. So the lawsuit also included allegations of Diddy forcing Cassie to have sex with male sex workers while he watched and filmed the incident. Apparently she deleted some of the footage off her own phone, but he, already had copies of it. And also there were drugs involved. Apparently allegedly he made her take different types of drugs like cocaine, ecstasy, and she said she took it to like numb herself before doing these different acts with these sex workers and stuff like that. So I'll open the floor so we can have a discussion. Tristan, what are your thoughts? And I'm curious about this 10-album deal thing.
10-album deal thing is actually a common thing in the music industry. LL Cool J had that. That was like after he got done with his albums, that's why they did that huge deal with him. Like, so most times if you can satisfy that, then that's when you can get your masters and things of that nature. I mean, like the music industry is really set up like a pimp and a hoe situation. Like when they called Berry Gordy a pimp years ago, I mean, they kind of meant it because literally they that money they give you is essentially a loan. You got to pay all that back with your sales and everything. And then like you're kind of behind with your albums, especially like if the music industry, like, cause they can tell how the trends go. So if you're young and you're trendy, they're like, we're going to lock him down for a minute. Now they have the rights to your contract. And now if you want to operate under this name, all that goes to them. And like a lot of times most people never catch up with the albums because it never does well enough. And they don't even want to front you the money to make more to even get yourself out the hole. So like that's a common thing. But Diddy is notorious for that. If you look, Like, and I've studied this for years. Look at all the artists that have come under Bad Boy, whether it be, and I mean every last one of them, Young Jock, Mace, every one of them. Who is still there? Who's still there? 112, Sherry Dennis. Who's still there? Mary J. Blige. Who is still? Neither one of them are still there. That tells you about the man's business practices. Honestly, I can't prove this, but I always asserted that he had something to do with Biggie's death because he was much more valuable dead than alive. Because he was much more valuable
Biggie,
dead to him than alive. That's what I'm saying. And honestly, he probably is the one that set him up in Tupac up in New York. Look, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's why with this whole Cassie situation, I don't necessarily think that he did all the things that are alleging. I think it's a situation where he owes her money. And she was like, oh, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get it one way or another. Because I think he's done a bunch of other horrible, heinous things that are far beyond this. But I felt like she had to find a way to do this. So I don't blame her. Whatever she did, I don't blame her. Get the money because you were definitely owed it and then some. Because he's shiesty, man. He's shiesty. He's some type of like. Because like
we all know he had Sean take the fall for the shooting.
That's what I'm saying. Shit like that. All of that stuff. Like, think about it. Think about like the totality of his like allegedly. And then like you put Andre Harrell out of business, the man that put you on. I'm just saying, like, think about the totality of his career. So like with him and Cassie, I don't know about all of that. I don't know. Maybe it is everything she says it is true, and he's even more of a monster. But I think it's a situation where it was a business thing, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna find a pressure point for your ass. Because I don't blame her, and I do not blame her, not in one little bit. Because think about all the other people that have gone through. Mace, yo boy, you don't even get Bad Boy to keep afloat without Mace after Biggie, and you wouldn't even work with him to get his publishing. Come on now,
crazy.
Come on now, like let's just keep it a buck now. You know what I'm
Speaking
saying?
of publishing, you know how early this year was announced, maybe like a couple months ago, was announced that he was giving like all his artists their publishing back. Well, it wasn't all of them because I know like I don't think Danny Kane got that offer, B5 didn't get that offer, and a few more. But the ones that did apparently, and this is coming from the mouth of Aubrey O'Day, so take it with a grain of salt. But she said that the reason that was done because you had to sign NDA in order to get that publishing back, and the NDA was basically saying you ain't gonna say nothing on Diddy. Because he knows like stuff is starting to like come out. Like people have been saying things for years about Diddy, but I really feel like he's about to have his. I feel like he's about to have his surviving Diddy moment, like where Doc's gonna drop next year, really going into depth, exposing all this stuff, and it's gonna be another Robert situation where maybe he will be, you know, held accountable for all the things he's done over all these years to all these people. Like something is gonna stick at some point, I feel like, and I think he's starting to feel that pressure. And if he had not done any of this stuff, he would have fought it in court because he has the resources and the money to pay the best lawyers to fight this and clear his name. Just like Johnny Depp took Amber Heard to court to clear his name for the defamation, right?
That was a little different though. That was a little different because I feel like your whole business is based on how much people like you. You know what I'm saying? People have to like you to go to the movies to see you.
Yeah.
But with Diddy, what I'm saying is that he's going to make money if you don't like him anyway. I just felt like he knew for a fact that it didn't matter. Even if it wasn't true or not, people were always going to have that in your mind because of all the other fucked up stuff you've done. So he needed to try to find a way to make this go away as soon as possible. Because it didn't matter. It didn't even matter. If it's true or not, you're still wrong for all the other shit you've done. Like, you're still way wrong for all the other stuff before we even get to that. We got a whole playlist of shit before we even get to this matter.
Yeah.
So like it was a lose-lose. He was like, we just gonna pay her and be done with it. That's what that was.
I don't know how true this is, but word on the curb is that she got upwards to like 9 figures. So
I don't blame her. Get that money.
Right. Sean, what are your thoughts?
I also agree that Diddy shiesty. I don't know that man from a can of paint, but he just gives off shiesty. Like everything that people be saying about him through all these years, like the way that, like you said, how he treated people that was his friends. It's like, bro,
that's on his brothers.
Like you don't get to a Bad Boy 10-year reunion without these people.
But you want us to believe you're a good person. Like, come on, man. Like now, the thing is, when you do a number of fucked up things, at a certain point, people are going to start believing everything that you are accused of because you have a history. So, like you said, it doesn't matter if this is true or not. You have a history, bro. So, it's not going to be good for you. Not going to be good for you.
It's like, because you can't prove none of this, but the thing is that's why he made sure to silence the people that could prove some shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's real. Surviving Diddy is coming. I feel it in my
It's
spirit.
not. He is going to do everything he can in his power to make sure that shit don't come out till the day he dies. He gonna do whatever he can.
We'll see. We need some
Because
independent filmmakers.
like, well, all in all, let's just keep it a buck before we move on. Diddy and Suge Knight are very similar in the way they handle their business. Okay, Suge. The problem with Suge is that Suge was just a little too outward about how he
I was
did
just
it.
about to say that. Diddy's
Diddy
more
was
low
like,
key about it,
right? And honestly, I felt like that's some shit he probably told him years ago. He's like, you're moving a little too publicly with the way you should be doing your shit. But it is what it is. So
I just wonder, like, how his kids feel when stuff like this comes out. You know what
I was
I'm
just
saying?
thinking that, but I didn't want to speak on them because those are his children. I don't
Right.
want to.
Of course, not speaking negatively on the kids, but I just wonder, if you see your parent in, you've always seen your parent in the limelight, granted, but when stuff like this comes out, do you kind of be looking at your daddy sideways? Do you have questions? Do you feel comfortable asking? Because again, like, your parent is an adult and what they do in their life is their business. However, when it comes to like hurting other people, you do have to be like, yo, dad, what's up with this? Is this real? Is this true? Did you do this? Like, yeah, I would have questions if I was his kids, but
would you get the answers? And would you want the answers?
That's a whole nother thing, because
you know what I'm saying? Like that's a very tricky situation when it's like a family matter, and then this is like your parental. You know what I'm saying? There's so many levels to that.
And for a majority of them, like the twins and Christian, he's their only parental unit at this point because their mom passed. So it's just like, I don't know. It's tricky. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, Tristan. If you have one last word.
At the end of the day, I'm just happy that Cassie was able to find some type of,
for sure,
some soothing in this, some alleviation, if you will. I mean, monetarily or however it is, but I'm happy that she's able to find that. Because honestly, I always did think that I was like, I just don't think they're marketing her right. Now, maybe I don't think she's that great anyway. But I do feel
I still listen to Me and You all the time to this day. That's one song.
That's just one song. I do feel like he definitely held her back because it did always give the point where I was just like, what's going on here? What's going on between y'all?
So. Yeah, because she started off as an artist, and then it was
like light-skinned skinny girls was like the thing, so she could have made it a lot further. Like,
yeah, and then she went from being an artist with the song to being a model, then just to being like his arm candy. We're like, what's he doing with her? Like, we thought that she was gonna pop.
I just thought I almost thought she just didn't have the aspiration. She was just like, well, I'm chilling. I've already gotten to a certain point, but you just never know what's going on, but behind people's eyes.
She's a decent actress though. She was in that one movie with Terrence Howard. Not Terrence Howard. Terrence. What's the one from 106 & Park? Terrence J.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie they had a few years back? I forgot it. It was actually decent.
I don't think I saw it. But,
yeah,
I'll put it in the group chat once I find it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It was actually decent. I give her that. I think was Lala in it too. Lala always playing a friend. I feel like she was in it too.
I'd be interested to hear some new music from Cassie if she wanted to put something out.
This was.
I can already tell you.
Jay's actually decent. He ain't the best actor, but he'd be funny. He'd be making me laugh.
I'm not going to tell you that I don't want to see Terrence J on camera. I'm just telling you that Terrence J, Lala, and Cassie is not really motivating me to get. It's not like fair. I'm not going to tell you that they did a bad job or disrespect these people. I'm just telling you.
I say all the time,
Lala
is not a good actress, and she done got 50 wrapped around her finger because he puts her in all his stuff, but she is not a great actress. But
she tries,
she tries very hard. And her name is always Keisha. Like, okay, 50, give her a different name. Why is it Keisha and Power and BMF? Like,
some people just need to be consistent, and that's just what's best for her. You respond to these K names well. Let's keep that.
One with the I, one with the E. Like, what?
Right, exactly. Let's keep that for you.
I can't. All right, so moving to the last story. I'm very curious on y'all's thoughts on this one. So I titled it Because I Got High. Because I got high. Because I got high. There we go. I feel like I may have used that title before, but this one was surely fitting for the story. So here we are. All right. So I just really can't wait to hear y'all thoughts on it. Okay, so apparently older adults who don't smoke tobacco but use marijuana are at a higher risk of both heart attack and stroke while people who use marijuana daily were 34% more likely to develop heart failure. And this is according to a non-published study from the American Heart Association. So what they're saying is that the latest research about cannabis use indicates that smoking and inhaling cannabis increases concentration of carbon monoxide, tar, similar to the effects of inhaling tobacco products like cigarettes, both of which have been linked to heart muscle disease, chest pain, heart rhythm disturbances, heart attacks, and other serious conditions. So marijuana use, as we know, is on the rise for older adults because they use it for different, like ailments or like illnesses they may be
Joint pain,
experiencing.
back pain, sure,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a 2020 study found that the number of American seniors over the age of 65 who now smoke marijuana or use edibles increased twofold between 2015 and 2018. So that's a jump. And the 2023 study found that people who binge drink and a 2023 study found past month binge drinking and marijuana use among over 65 crowd rose by 450%. So they're using all these vices to soothe them or whatever. Now, what it's saying is that older adults often develop a number of chronic conditions by 65 that appear to make the impact of marijuana worse. So they're saying with these underlying conditions that they have, plus the marijuana use is actually leading to worse off conditions than if they didn't use marijuana. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay. So researchers found that out of 8,535 adults who they used for this study, that abused weed had a 20% higher risk of having a major heart or brain event while hospitalized.
Interesting.
Yes. I was just reading this article. I was like, wait, I thought marijuana was like helping them like chill out and stuff like that. And I thought maybe it was the inhalation of it because I feel like inhaling anything isn't good for our lungs, whether that's hookah, cigarettes, marijuana, whatever. Like I know that part is bad, but it said even like edibles. So I'm just curious if we think the study is correct. What are y'all thoughts?
Them niggas hating on the weed industry. I don't believe it. You said this was unpublished. They didn't put it out.
I wasn't even gonna go that far. I was gonna give it some credence, but that's fair. You're probably right. Now, Sean is probably right because I'm sure there's always, if you follow the dollar, she is correct. You will always find that there is somebody that is like, who paid for this study? That's the other thing too. Who paid for it? But I think it's a situation where people are using it more often than they used it before, and it's a lot stronger now than it was back in like the 70s or the 80s. And I just feel like people aren't really using the dosage correctly.
Or maybe mixing other stuff with, like they may not be buying it from.
Like taking other medications and things you have. And I just feel like all of those things, because the thing is that you're not looking at all the externalities. They're just looking at the baseline. I'm like, well, what is going on in each individual situation? Because what they say very well may be true. I can't necessarily deny that. You took time to do the study. Sure. Okay, fine. But I do also think that some of that is user error. I think you're just using it a little too much. You might hit it a little too hard.
Like you said, mixing it with other medications.
Right. Or maybe you didn't need to use that Fonto leaf this time. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other ways to do what you're looking, what you want to do.
Because it depends on how you are smoking the weed too. Like if you using those kind of leaves and stuff and motherfucking leaves that cost $3-4, like that's probably unhealthy for you,
Right.
I remember I went to the doctor one time.
All kind of chemicals and carcinogens.
What is it? I don't even know what that, like, y'all know I don't smoke, so I'm like out the loop with
wrap the weed in.
Oh, gotcha. So that also plays a part because you're inhaling that as well.
Out of like a water bomb is better for your lungs because the water cools the smoke down. So it does also depend on how you smoke it.
I mean, I agree with you. I definitely have heard physicians say that. I mean, and then some people say like the PAX is better, but I don't know. I'm not super into that. But I do feel like at the end of the day, it's a situation of moderation. Because I feel like the same thing is present of people that drink too much. And then people talk about they have liver disease. Well, yeah, because it affects your liver. That's what happens when you drink too much. You know what I mean? And if you smoke a bunch, it's going to affect your heart. That's probably why Snoop stopped smoking. He said he was stopping the smoke.
He was high when he posted that, and he ain't really stopped smoking.
Oh, he did?
He came back the next day and said... Because first I saw Chubby say, if Snoop giving up the smoke, I'm giving it up. And I was like, what's he talking about? And I went and saw Snoop's post. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And
well, he
then
gave it up before. Remember, he gave it up before, like maybe like years ago, back when 106 and Park was still on. He gave up weed for like 4 months. He made it like 4 months.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, he made it like 4 months and then went right back to smoking weed.
Well, he said he was high,
like,
so
that's why I thought it might have been true again. I was like, oh, maybe he's stopping for a while. Maybe he's gonna stop for like a year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he was high. Well, that makes sense. That sounds correct.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So moral of the story, y'all ain't giving it up.
No, why? For what purpose? No, I'm going to the gym. I do things. I'm going to. As people at home, I want you. People at home, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me good. If you are going to imbibe, if you're going to take a toke, if you're going to chew a gummy, please just moderation. You ain't got to take the whole gummy. Take a fourth. You know what I'm saying? Just take your time with this. You don't need to like Chief Keef said he smokes a pound of weed a day. That's insane. That's insane.
Oh God!
Like you just clearly don't want to have lungs. That's insanity. Like even Snoop was like, "Nigga, you smoke a pound a day." He was literally shocked. When Snoop was shocked at the amount of weed consumption. If Snoop is shocked at how much weed you smoking, you might be smoking. There's a problem. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. Yeah. That's all. I just want to let people know there's nothing wrong with that. Moderation, people. Moderation.
Smoke responsibly.
Okay. You know?
I'm here for the PSA.
Switch it up. You know, you smoked the blunt yesterday, do the bong the next day. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up. Do something different.
All right, I feel that. Well, that's all I have. So I'll keep my ears to the street and report back next week.
Hey guys, it's your boy Tris. And guess what? We got new merch. That's right, new merch. Come check it out. Culture101podcast.com. Stay tuned. Stay locked in.
So I know that being in the Army can be very taxing mentally, physically, and everything. And a lot of people, when they come home, they get into different vices. Did you pick up any vices during your time or after the military to like cope with the things that went on?
I wouldn't say to cope, but like, so in the military in general, it's a drinking culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a drinking culture indefinitely. So like COVID happens, right? The world shuts down, we shut down, we're stuck in our barracks, we're not working, we're sheltering in place for like 4 months. You got a bunch of soldiers in the barracks. There's a liquor store across the street. We gonna drink. And you know, so that went on, but you start noticing that like it becomes more easier to like, hey, I'm about to just have it. These people have pissed me off today. You know what I'm saying? And then so I won't say that it ever became crippling, but you see it, you do see it. But no, I mean, like I may have in that time frame, you know, had to drink a little bit more often than I would, but other than that, nah, I didn't really pick up any like crazy vices or go through anything that was just like I need to have this. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
The monster, we like that.
What's that?
You out-monstered the monster. We like that.
I tried to, man. You got to stand for the madness. You at least try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anybody that I know that's over a certain age that was in the military, they have a big drinking habit. Like, so I think that's definitely good.
Like, no, you start to notice, like, okay, well, my tolerance is getting higher. You know, it's just like, okay, well, we probably shouldn't have a drink on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? You probably shouldn't do that. But you know, it's out there. It's out there. It's definitely out there.
For sure. Well, since you've been back, have you started any therapy or have you done therapy before you went into the military?
I never did it before. When I was in, I went a few times, and
like through the Army?
First time dealing with any type of like, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they do provide, you know, behavioral health. And
nice.
It's okay. It's there, and you know, it's a great tool to have. But like the lady I was talking to, I wasn't really feeling it like that. So I was just like, I knew that I was experiencing something different, like anxiety. I'm a night owl, number one, so I'm up all night. Got to be up at 5:30 for PT. It's 3:00. My day is like already poof. Like I'm tired already. I got to deal with work. So it started weighing on me. So I went to my sergeant and said, look, I don't feel right up here. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything like that, but like, I don't feel like myself. So I went for like a week, And I talked to her, but I realized that in that time and frame, at least with her, it wasn't really doing anything for me per se. I just want to I just want to pause really quickly and say that I am an advocate for people, talking to somebody, especially black men, um, black people in general. But
Mhm.
like, you have to, because I've never been through anything that like caused me to like, but it's out there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people just feel like they don't have nobody to talk to. So it's just like you do need to reach out to somebody, but at the same time, it's not comfortable for everybody. So
Right.
can you really make somebody talk to somebody who finds more solace in just dealing with themselves, within themselves? So it's a juggle.
Do you think it would have been better if you
Well,
were
you
able to
mentioned
choose your own therapist as opposed to the one that they've given you? Because I
that's
know,
my
for
question.
example, when I was going to therapy, well, I still go to therapy. I don't know why I said that. But when I was picking out my therapist, I wanted to make sure it was a specific person. Like I wanted
Yep.
a black woman. I wanted
Me
her to be
too.
of a certain age. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
so that
Yep.
was
Hmm.
very important for
To feel
me.
more
So do
like an
you
auntie
think,
and not a mom.
yeah, not a
Mm-hmm.
mom or like not a homegirl. Like I don't want nobody too young. Like I
Yeah.
need somebody with a little experience, you know? But if
Right.
they
Hmm.
would have gave me a 60-year-old
Right.
white
Exactly.
woman, what am I talking to this old white woman about?
Can't relate.
Yeah. So is that what happened to
That's
you?
what you had? Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So she wasn't good looking. Okay, I was
Oh
not good.
gosh,
nah,
Never
Tristan.
mind.
He worked out the
Never
wrong
it was
thing.
mind.
actually really, it was kind of disturbing. Like I was talking to her, she was like scratching her ankles and stuff,
Oh,
and like she had like these whelps and stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Not
And I'm like, yo,
Wells.
you're doing
But that's
more
she was
harm to
scratching the
me right
whelps on her
now.
ankle.
No, like she had like at one point in time, like she scratched her arm and it was like a little pimple was bleeding. I was just like, okay, well I'll go now. I'll
Ooh.
talk to you later. But it wasn't even more so that she was white. It was more so that like she was so older and far removed. Um, we don't have nothing to. What can we talk about?
Like
What
nothing
can
in
we talk about?
common
You know?
and
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like you're doing this because it's your job, and I'm thankful for you being here. But you're literally just doing it because it's your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
if you see me at Walmart, you would tuck your purse. That's a whole nother story though.
Mm. Well,
You know what I'm saying? So
Woo.
I feel it,
but
bro. I feel it.
I
No,
think to
it's
like
real.
Sean's question though, right now that you're out of the army, would you want to like search for someone you're more like compatible with when it comes to therapy? Maybe an older black gentleman who can relate to your experiences on some level.
Maybe even an
yes and
army
no.
vet
Um,
specifically.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's very true. But so my thing, and I'm flawed in this manner big time. But my thing is, some days I just don't want to talk, right? So it's just like
That
I could be going through something, and I, you internalize it, and it's not always a bad thing. But I
Hmm.
feel like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I've never visited it, so I understand that it's a good tool that you could use. But I live by myself. I'm out here by myself. I don't got no family out here. My friends are new, so I feel a lot more comfortable either talking to the man in the mirror or just going to the gym, popping in my headphones, and phasing out for a little bit. So I can't say that I'm against it, but I've never had the thought where it's like I need to do this. I probably should do it, but I can't say that it's ever resonated with me. It was like, all right, go seek somebody. More power to the people that do, and I want to have that maturity one day. I just hard headed, I guess.
Yeah. But when
I
if you
think
change your
with
mind, I know that Charlemagne the guy has a nonprofit organization that focuses on getting therapy for Black men specifically. So it's something you can
Taraji
look
too.
into. And Taraji P Henson as well. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Okay.
organizations out there for you to check out.
No, for sure. I was gonna say I found my therapist on blackgirltherapy.com and kind of to what you said, how you feel like you hold stuff in and kind of
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know where to start. Like I remember my first session, I didn't know where to start either. And I just went in there. She asked me one question. I just talked for the whole like 50 minutes and I ended up like just crying the whole time. And there's like this one big release. And at the end, she was like, you just need to get all that out, didn't you? Like you had just been holding that in. And I was like, yeah, I did. Like
Yeah.
stuff that you wouldn't even think about, not the thumbs up, stuff you don't even think about, like stuff from like third grade, you know
was
what I'm
good.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
came up. And I was like, I didn't even know I still felt the way about that, so you would just really surprise yourself once you feel comfortable with the right person. But it is about finding the right person.
No, I got you. That makes perfect sense.
I'm always just like, who do I really trust enough that I want to give this much information? You know what I mean? Exactly. You're right. You're damn right. I'll give myself that information. Like, even if it is like brother, maybe his brother from Chicago, a couple years older than me, and he's like, my brother, we're gonna talk about this. He could be a plant. Feds put him here.
Oh my gosh, not a
Feds
plant.
Put him here.
Because
they just don't want you.
Care about your life.
Can't be sure. You never know. You never know. Gotta be sure.
For me, it's a comfort in knowing that I can always count on myself, right? But like when it comes down to it, at the thick of things, it becomes radioactive because you self implode from the inside, and now the people that's around you that want to be there or that are truly there for you, they're getting affected. So like I had a friend that told me, she was like, you're not a bother by feeling down. You become a bother when we consistently have to worry because you're not answering your phone.
You're not talking.
Granted, you're not doing anything. You just might be shut off. But she's like, if I don't know that and you're usually a very vocal, active person and you just disappear, now what's wrong with Nigel? Instead of, hey, Nigel's been going through some things. Let's go to his house really quickly and make sure, just let's hang with him or something like that. So I've seen it on different forefronts where it's just like, you need to work on this. Because it's new to me. It's new to me still. And it's one of those things where I try to catch myself in it where it's like, okay, you're not trying to do this. But once again, I sit with a lot of things because I live by myself, because I do everything by myself. So you become your own best friend in a sense. And it's just like, I could talk to you, but why? Like, does that make me a bad person though?
No,
that doesn't make you a bad person at all.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you're talking to yourself about like harming others, are you talking to yourself about harming others?
I wouldn't harm a fly, man.
They were good. They were okay.
They were
fine. They were fine. Well, okay, you can actually talk about it. You just can't plan it out. Don't put it on paper. As long as you don't put it on paper, we're fine.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Y'all sound like a team of criminals. Let's switch gears. I don't got nothing to do with
it. I know the FBI agent be tapping in the phone and listening.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, they on this recording right now. What's up, y'all?
What's up, gang? How you doing?
It's probably Agent Johnson. I was talking to them last week.
Not Johnson.
No, I just want to switch gears back to we have some more statistics, of course. So 89% of Black and African Americans said that joining the military was a good decision. Would you be in that 89% or would you be in whatever else is the rest of that percentage?
Nah, like honestly, yo, I would be in that percentage because like I said before, the Army was good to me in a sense. Like, yeah, it has its up and down days like everything else. You get what I'm saying? Like you got a job that is okay, but some coworkers you can't really stand or things you can't control happen and it kind of gets you down. Yeah, that happens. But the Army as a whole, like, it was cool. It was good. It was good. I met some great people. Met some people that's not so great. Granted, it's the Middle East. I got to travel. Got to go to Germany. Got to go to Poland. That was new to me. I would have never expected to like Poland as much as I did. Even training and stuff like that. Like, I'm not really a big weapons guy, but like, I got to shoot some cool weapons at the range and stuff. Like, there was a lot of small things that led up to a big, cool experience. You get what I'm saying? And just being able to see a different side of life. I met so many people where it's just like, although certain conversations or certain things might be uncomfortable, you meet all these different people from walks of life, and it's just like, those are teaching moments. No matter how ignorant they may come off at first, or how much like, oh, I really don't like him, I don't know why, I just don't like him. You're going to look back on it one day and be like, I know how to handle this person or this type of person because of my experience here. So I think it all pans out, and I would say, yes, it was good to me.
Right, 11. So I heard they treat Black people like celebrities in Poland because there aren't a lot of us over there, so they like get excited and stuff when they see Black people. Is that true?
You stick out like a sore thumb. Germany or Poland, like you go there, you're either an athlete or you're in the military.
There are German Black folk though. There are for sure some German Black folks. Like,
yeah,
I met
but
some Black folks from Germany.
They can tell the difference between like American Black and German Black.
Oh, I'm sure they know it immediately. I'm sure they know as soon as they spot you.
Yeah, like they see you in there, and it's like they can spot you from a mile away. You know, it's crazy. But they definitely love us over there. I'll say that much.
You didn't come back with a woman. That's crazy.
No.
That's real. I get it.
It's not really my cup of tea. Leave that there.
So I do have a question about like when it comes to racial discrimination, and this specifically comes into mind when it comes to like your injury. And I know how you said like, you know, people would make up excuses to get out of certain things. So that may have been like the leading factor when they didn't like necessarily listen to you when you were talking about your hip. Do you think race played a part in that as well? Because, you know, we know historically, white doctors consider black people to be, you know, stronger and able to tolerate more pain. So, you know, they don't listen to us as much when we say like, no, hey, something's wrong. I want to check on this. So do you think race could have been a factor with your whole hip situation, or you just think it's just how the Army is?
The inefficiency of the Army.
Yeah.
I'd more so put it to the inefficiency of the Army because and I say this all the time, for us to be who we are, the greatest fighting force in the world or whatever, we're very reactive and not proactive. And that's day-to-day life, like just day-to-day life in general. So, you know, when I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, you know, my hip hurts and I'm going to physical therapy, he's like, when does it hurt? When I squat. Okay, cool. He puts 300 pounds on a daggone squat rack. You're a strong guy, squat. I just told you. But so
I wouldn't have made
now
it.
you start to separate, right? So you start to separate, you watch everything else. And there's, you know, scrawny guy, you know, white dude, whatever, he's giving him the same treatment. So it's just like, it's literally, like I said, once again, I won't really say that it was race thing because it was never confronted to me, but I never felt that it was coming from that aspect. It was more so a numbers game. Like, we need people. That's what they told me. We need people to go over there. We'll send you back early, but we need to have the numbers. It was a number. It was definitely a numbers game. I think it was more than a numbers game than a race game.
Yeah, before you go on, Leslie, can I just ask a question? Like, my father was like, he was in the Air Force for almost 30 years. And so, like, when he got out, he went back as a contractor. Of course, you know, they make more, all that good stuff. But when he was over there, when he was in Iraq, he said something very interesting. He was like, it's not like we've been there 13 years in a row. It's like we've been there 1 year 13 times. Like, did you experience that type of like inefficiency, like on a day to day, where like, because you talk about there being reactive, not proactive? Because if they were proactive, they would have looked at the notes of the people behind them and been like, we shouldn't do these things. But everybody's going there trying to make rank and trying to do all these things, and then it always, you know, ends up what we do the same thing over and over again. Like, did you see that? Because it just feels like this is very much that. Like, it's just like it's right here.
Yeah, no, you see that from the simplest things to, like, for example, something as small as, like, so we got containers, right? We call them connexes. You pack all your stuff in there, and we had a whole work day. We didn't do anything. You get off of work at 5 o'clock. It's 4:30. There's a formation. Hey, we got to clean out these 4 containers. We've been sitting around all day. Why didn't we do that before lunchtime? It's small things like that, or, you know, just it's a thing. It's definitely a thing, and it's something so minute to that. To, like I said, I was a E4 when I got out, so I can't really speak on how the higher ups operated things. But when it trickles down, it shows itself. You get what I'm saying? So you definitely see it. You see it on every aspect.
Gotcha.
Got it. So I remember you mentioned driving trucks. What was your like specific job within the Army?
That was it. That was
Driving.
it. So
Okay.
the MOS code is 88 Mike, or they call it a motor transport operator. Just drive all types of trucks. Everything from the little Hummers, they call them Mat V's, to, you know, Optimus Prime looking trailers. You get what I'm saying? Everything. I've driven it all.
So
Did they
did you
have
get
you
to?
work on them at all? That's what I was thinking. Like, did you get
Go
to
ahead.
you do wrench turning at all?
So there's certain things, right? So, like, I've changed a lot of tires, especially when I was over in the Middle East, because it's so hot over there. And tires, they blow all the time because the heat, it expands while you're driving, poof, blow out. So while I was over there, we changed a ton of tires on the Middle Eastern highway. That was scary. It wasn't no combat, but that was definitely nerve-wracking. It was
Giving
nerve-wracking.
combat.
I believe it.
Given like, because I mean, you're on the side of a road, and like you got, you know, people driving past, taking pictures of you, you know, stuff like
IEDs
that.
are real. IEDs are real. That is a real
No,
thing.
that's true. And granted, Kuwait, like
What's an
Kuwait is
IED?
Improvised
It's
explosive device.
Oh, I thought you
yeah,
said IUDF. I'm like, what?
Those are real too.
those are definitely real.
But I'm just
So
saying,
like
like someone like a landmine. In other words,
yeah,
that's a real concern. That's all.
no, that's true. I mean, and honestly, like I guess anytime that you're out somewhere, anything can happen. But Kuwait being Kuwait, like it was really the closest thing that you can get in the Middle East to being home. You get what I'm saying? So you don't
Even more
really.
than like Qatar, even more than like Qatar, going there.
I never been there, so I can't really speak on
Okay.
the Qatar.
I know my brother.
Um,
My brother went to both, and he's like, I think he said he had a better time in Qatar.
okay, that's fair. Also, I went during COVID too, so a lot of things were shut down. So we were literally just to
Gotcha.
base. So it was
Gotcha.
literally just do your job, go to the gym.
Okay,
6 day work week. The time flies by.
I believe it.
Now, did you get to choose your job? Did they have a choice for you, or they just, as soon as you sign up, they assign you to this specific job?
You
In
get
the
to
army?
choose. So the way it pans out. So you take your ASVAB score, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you take your score. This is what you qualify for. This is what we have open.
Mm-hmm.
And then you match up like
You
that.
match up from there.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So for me, it was one of those things where it was just like it was. I didn't score too high. I'm gonna be real with you. I suck at math, right? Me and math are not friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could have got any job I want, but math came around and it just blew me up. I was like, nah, bro. So it was like infantry, um, truck driver, which is cool because I like driving, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a regular job. And then it was like two more combat jobs or combat related jobs. And I was like, all right, well, we're gonna drive these trucks. I'm cool with that. And that's how that panned out.
Did you have to get like a special Army CDL or something, or?
That was gonna be
Yeah,
my
yeah,
question too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
yeah.
need a
So
CDM?
you go through like driver's training and stuff like that. So when you first join, like when you're a private and you're new, you get like a little introductory just to like the trucks in general. And then as your time goes on, you get licensed on more trucks, et cetera, et cetera. By the time you're done, you're licensed on just about everything in your parking lot or your motor pool. And it pans out. But honestly, they're not hard to drive. The issue is like they call them upper armor, and that's basically like the ones that like are armored. The windows are a lot smaller. So once you get used to the windows, like you got a truck that's like huge and you got a window like this big, you got to train
Mm-hmm.
yourself to look and check your blind spots and stuff like that. But once you accomplish that, it's smooth traveling. It's just a matter of knowing how to drive.
So when it came to getting out of the army, did you think about staying within that type of employment when it came to like maybe driving trucks and all that stuff? Or you were like, I want to do something totally different now that I'm out?
I got enough miles in on the road. I was like, I'm not driving. I
No
have
way, brother.
my CDLs just in case, but
Mm-hmm.
nah, I didn't want to drive no more, man. Enough. Like I said, I didn't do long. I only did 4 years, but in that 4 years, I got a lot of road time.
Right.
And I was like, I did it because it was the army and I wanted to join, but I never wanted to. And that's no disrespect to anybody that's driving. It's a great
Mm-hmm.
career, but it just wasn't for me.
Understood. Understood. So did you ever think about maybe moving back home that you're no longer in the army? You like the area, or what's keeping you here?
When I first got out, initially it was I don't want to drive 27, 8, 29 hours back home. I'm gonna just set up shop.
Well,
And
yeah.
then as life goes on, you start settling down. You finally start getting your place together, start to feel like home.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to find your little niche and stuff like that. And it's just like, I might want to get out this area and move somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
but home is home and it's where I'm rooted at. But I don't see me going back to New Jersey or Philadelphia anytime soon.
Gotcha.
I feel you
Respect
on that.
that. So when you look back at your life before the army, your life during the army, and now your life coming out of the army, do you regret joining? Do you regret leaving? Do you have any regrets with the whole, process of it?
That's I was looking at this question earlier, and I was like, that's a loaded question because
Mm-hmm. Hey y'all, it's your girl Les, stopping by to let you know we have new merch dropping. Check it all out at culture101podcast.com.
I can't say I have all these regrets about joining, right? Um, I have regrets about things I didn't do while I was in.
Mm. Like what?
So oftentimes when you go to the military, you go into the next phase of your life, you get so caught up on going, once you're there, you get complacent. Like, I'm
Okay.
here now. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of happened with me. Like, I was a great soldier. I was a hard worker, but I went in there with some type of dreams and aspirations where I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to make rank. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go airborne. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you get caught up in the day to day and you kind of sort of just like, I'm here, showed up to work. You're welcome. And time goes by and you look up, you're just like, I hate the word potential because it's just like, that really doesn't mean anything. It just means you have all the potential in the world, but what have you done with it? And that's where I kind of think about that aspect a little bit because it's just like I was a good soldier, and I think I could have been a great leader and stuff like that. But because of my hip situation, because of you gaining weight and stuff like that, I didn't really give myself an honest chance, or I'm not gonna say I didn't have an honest chance. I didn't give myself an honest chance to make the most of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I enjoyed my time, but I think I could have done so much more for my own self-development and my own type of things that I wanted to do.
Are you joining back up? What's happening?
I'm sorry?
Are you joining back up?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no. I'm good where I'm at now. I'm good where I'm at. I'm fine.
All right. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Okay, so well, on that note, what advice would you give to someone who came to you and was like, hey, Nigel, I'm thinking about, joining the military. What advice do you have for me? What are your thoughts? What would you tell that person? I know
join the Air Force.
Case
That's what he would say. He'd be like, join the Air Force.
Join the Air Force, yeah. But
okay.
But no, honestly, I will tell them do what it is you want to do, because you're gonna find so many people that have their own opinion on it. Like,
oh yeah,
when I told people I was joining, if you tell 100 people that you joined the military, and then 20 would say, "Oh my gosh, why are you doing that? There's gonna be a war. Oh my gosh, you're a black man joining the military. This country won't fight for you." So it's just like, do whatever it is that you want to do, but if you're gonna go, don't have stuff. But my biggest regret was I was talking to a friend, and like I said, I want to do all these things, and he was like, "No, don't try to be Captain America. Just go do your time." And that kind of changed my mind. So I was like, you know what? F that. You're right. I'm gonna do that. And I regret that because I went in there in great shape. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I let somebody else's thoughts and words misconstrue my mindset, and it puts me to a different, you know what I'm saying? So have your own mindset and just be open-minded. You'll meet different people, different leaders, and just take it one step at a time. Have a plan as far as what you want to do with your rank and stuff like that. But like, don't play games with it. Don't play games with it, because you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna party if that's what you're into. You're gonna experience things. Don't let that supersede what your real mission is.
So it hasn't even been a full 6 months since you transitioned out of the Army. So, you're still in that adjustment period, getting it together. It's about to be 2024. What's next for Nigel? Like, what do you see yourself doing? What are some things you're looking forward to in the next year? What are you excited about?
Will you be dating just Chloe Bailey, or will you try to date both of them, Halle and Chloe?
First of all, Halle is pregnant and with DDG. So
okay, that's one life. There can be another.
Happy.
It's one life. There can be another.
And why you pick the sisters out of everybody? Like,
I don't know. That's just who came to my mind.
Because we were talking about her earlier. That's why.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just, dare I say, I don't know right now.
That's fine.
Say that shit.
And that's only because like there's so many things that I want to put my hands on, right? So before I joined the military, I was a coach and a personal trainer. And I missed that out, but part of the reason I joined, I wanted to take advantage and use a VA loan, open up my own gym down the road. Things transpired a little differently. I still want to do that, but that's a whole other thing, because I got to get back in shape, because you want to have an image that you're trying to go after. So I kind of pushed that aside a little bit. Now it's just like, okay, you gotta sustain yourself. So, work a little bit and stuff like that. But I'm still trying to find myself in a sense, because you go from, I joined late, I'm already established in the civilian world, I joined the military, get used to a way of life, I get out, and life has just been moving. So I just been in my place. It's finally starting to feel like home. I'm starting to find my footing. So for 2024, it sounds cliche, I just want to be me. Like, I just want to find whatever version of happiness looks like for me and live my life. That's all I can ask for, honestly speaking.
It's giving very Minnie Riperton right now. I just wanna be free. I love it, bro. I love that energy. It emanates through the video call. I can feel it all the way here in New York.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Well, brother, we want to say thank you very much for having you stop by today. It's been you are a wealth of knowledge, brother, and thank you for sharing. We really appreciate it. It's been a good time. So, definitely we want to give you some of that. Okay, just a little bit of that. But we're going to stop it because we can't let you get out of here without a few hot button questions. All right?
Oh, man.
I'm going to ask you some fucking questions. Okay?
Cool.
All right? And you, as soon as you can, off the top of your head. Okay? All right. Only a couple questions.
That's cool.
It's not a few. Okay. Top 3 songs for on the road driving. Driving the truck specifically. Driving the truck, top 3 songs.
Higher Ground by Recognize is a great song.
Okay. Is it a Stevie Wonder cover?
No, not that I know of, at least.
Okay, I'm just wondering the name Higher Ground. That was all.
Yeah, no, he's a rapper from Florida. He came up with Tech Nine and all of them. That's my first one. My second one would be Practice What You Preach by Barry White. That's one of my favorite all-time songs.
Okay.
And the third one is Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell.
Okay. Oh, wow. What You Won't Do for Love. Wow. I was just listening to that song earlier. Shout out to Bobby Caldwell, man. He just passed.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
You tried everything. That's my song, man.
All right.
Best deployment.
Germany.
What part of Germany specifically?
Like, what area was I in?
Yeah, Berlin, Munich, where? Yeah,
I was supposed
Strasbourg.
to be Munich. Graf.
Ah.
What made it the best?
Okay.
Because it was like that's the closest thing you're going to get to American living while you're overseas, in my opinion. Life was cool. It was a lot of BS on the Army side with work and everything. But when you get your time to go out or just explore, you can do anything. And Europe is so compact. It's so big, but still so compact. You can travel different places on 4-day weekends and explore. I wasn't there for that long because we went to Poland. We drove to Poland. And then I came back home for my surgery, but it was still a great time. It was a great time.
Oh, got you. Do you have any German words for us that you'd like to share?
I know Gesundheit, that means bless you, right?
That's fine. We'll accept it. We accept it. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, but I called my dad and he got me.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Top 3 Army movies.
Band of Brothers is a show, but it's really good.
I accept that.
Band of Brothers is really good. You want military movies or Army movies?
Both, man. Whatever feels right in your spirit. Whatever comes to you.
All right. Band of Brothers is really good. American Sniper is about a Navy SEAL. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah, no, I know it. I've seen it. Excellent film.
And then 13 Hours, Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
Oh yeah, Benghazi.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And to throw one in there, you got to put in Black Hawk Down.
Okay, I expect that. Shout out to Josh Hartnett.
Yes.
I do enjoy that movie. It's a good time.
Great movie.
Okay. All right. If there was one job in the military you could have done that you didn't get to do, what was that job?
Oh, okay. So remember how I told you that I was a trainer and stuff like that before I joined?
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the Army, and this is where I rushed to join, I didn't know that they had schools for physical therapy and coaching and trainers and stuff like that.
Wow.
I didn't find that out until I was already getting, picked on for height and weight and stuff. I'm trying to reinvent myself now. But I'm also 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door. So if I could have did that, I probably would have stayed in, because that's the one thing that that sets my soul on fire, if you will. I can train and talk to you all day and help with movement and things of that matter. But I kind of sort of had to shell up myself and do what I need to do versus feeding my passion. And I could have done that while serving in the military. When I found that out, I was pissed, because I'm like, why didn't I know about this? It's my fault. So.
Got you, brother. All right. And last question: If let's say that the terrible tragedy happened. Oh my God, heaven forbid this. They're like, Nigel, we need you back. But you can join any other branch. Would you change branches?
He's really thinking about this alternate world. He's like,
Yeah, like, because there was a point in time I really wanted to join the Navy, and like I want to travel and stuff like that. But being on a boat,
Did you want? My whole question with the Navy, and I can
Like a
ask it. Did you
cruise.
want to pull sub duty? Were you trying to be on a sub?
nah, no,
Okay.
I didn't know what I was trying or not trying to do. I just knew, like, hey, I need to get up out of here. And so my biggest issue was I got a tattoo right here, right?
Okay.
And it's a forearm tattoo that goes from here down. My very, very first time walking into the Army's office, they was like, hey, we can't get you in with that tattoo. It comes past your wrist line. You should try to talk to the Navy. They don't have tattoo restrictions, or not nearly. So that's why I got hooked on the Navy. And then once they changed the policy, now y'all want to change it? And I'm about to join the Navy? So it kind of all panned out perfectly.
Yeah.
Now you can have tattoos on your back of your ear and your finger and all this other stuff. It's craziness.
I honestly never saw why they did that, just because it just feels like the person that was going to sit there and let you hit them with a needle is the exact person I want to send into battle.
Withstand
That's
pain.
the exact person.
Right.
Like, if they
For
get
no
tortured, they
reason.
probably ready. I'm going to poke you a bunch of times.
Wouldn't all your tattoos be covered up with your uniform? So why does it matter?
Most times, yeah,
I
but
guess
most
not
times
past your wrist, so
they're
that's what
talking
they
about
were saying.
people. Most dudes, young white dudes, of course, they get the tattoos right here on their knuckles,
Oh.
or they get the shit right here on their neck.
Mhm.
This is like one of their favorite
Well, black
spots.
guys do neck tats as well. That's a black
They
thing.
do, but it's a different. Like, their shit is a fucking eagle or something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's
about.
usually
Like,
just somebody's name.
right,
Monica.
right, exactly.
Right,
Right,
or their
exactly.
child's name.
Yeah.
Right, or somebody fucking saw Boondock Saints and they were like, "Yeah, I need to put this shit right here on my head." Like, okay, all right, thank you. But again, brother, thank you so much, brother. You survived the gauntlet of the hot fire. Did you feel the
I
heat?
appreciate you. I appreciate you guys,
bro.
man.
Thank you again. Before you get up out of here, tell the people what you got going on. If you want to shout, if you looking for a date, let them know what it is. Tell them what's popping.
No, so if anything, I want to shout out my dad's podcast, if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a bus driver back home in New Jersey, and he drives for all Philadelphia teams, and it's called Sports from the Driver's Seat, and he's been doing it for 20 years, and I've got to meet all types of.
Wait a minute. He's been doing this show for 20 years.
No, he's been driving for 20 years.
Oh, got you. Okay, I'm gonna say, damn.
Since he has more downtime now, he's more so starting to come out with it and talk about it and interactions with players, or when my Eagles won the Super Bowl, how that meant to the city, or how much that meant to the city.
My Eagles. No, that's right.
Yeah,
he really had to say that.
Yeah. But
y'all went buck wild. I saw somebody eating horse shit after they won.
That was wild. That was wild. Like, that was a bad look for the city. That's not the population that I.
Are you sure? It felt very much Philadelphia. It felt accurate. It felt accurate.
Yeah, they be wilding.
Dude, but it was a good time. Like, it was a hectic night, but as much wild stuff that was going on, it was a lot of love in the city that night.
Well, I believe it. I just feel like when I gotta grease all the poles downtown because I for fear of people climbing up them, we have a problem. We have a problem.
So the last play happened. My brother was like, "Go to the car and buy a bottle of champagne." Why the bottle of champagne was still in the car? I don't know. Not my house, not my problem. I went and got it. The city was erupting. Like, he lives like 10 blocks away from Center City. I couldn't tell if it was gunshots or fireworks going on.
Oh, nah.
We walked to the train station, and the moment we got out the subway, light poles, boom! Like, I grabbed him.
That's
come
crazy.
Here. It was a great night, though. It was a great night. It was a fun night.
Believe it. Shout out.
I didn't know if you were getting shot or hearing fireworks, but it was a great night.
Great night.
Yes. You got to take the good one. Like, life is all about balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, sir. We really appreciate you stopping by again, dropping all those gems. And guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back. And it's time to do it for the culture. Do it for the culture. Do it. Sean the Don, take it away.
So this week we are talking about a 13-year-old candle company founder who his name is Alejandro Buxton. And
Alejandro. Remember that Lady Gaga song?
That's my jam. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite Lady Gaga songs. I love that song.
Yes, that was a good one. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
He's founder of Smell of Love Candles.
Okay, smell of love.
Yes. So most recently, there's a lot back into this little story. Most recently, he was just asked to be on the Drew Barrymore show for Young Black Entrepreneurs Day.
What? He was on Drew?
Shout out to Drew for having that. Okay.
It's already happened, or can I still go? Because she filmed that here in New York.
No, it's already.
I think it already happened.
Oh, okay, that's real.
It already happened. But on the show, he received a $10,000 check for his business, as well as some personal advice by his name Damon John from Shark Tank.
Oh, Damon, Fubu, the Fubu,
and Shark Tank Fubu.
Shark Damon John gave him a $10,000 check, and he was also able to talk to him and get some one-on-one advice and learn more about his business. So the reason why I found this story so intriguing is because when Alejandro was only 12 years old, so last year, he opened up a store for his candles inside Tyson's Corner in Virginia. I know y'all are familiar.
Oh, he's doing big things.
And he was actually the youngest leaseholder in the whole mall.
But how can he hold a lease? He's not 18.
I'm telling y'all that it says the youngest leaseholder.
Okay,
ever.
look. We believe you. I have questions. I ain't gonna lie to you.
His parents definitely had to co-sign, of course, but I just wonder. Interesting.
But wait, before you go on, show us a candle, because clearly you've went to Tyson's Corner now and purchased one for us to see.
Well, unfortunately, the store is no longer open.
Oh man!
They moved it into all online because they were making way more money online as opposed to spending that money on the lease in the storefront.
That's fair.
So they were making way more money straight direct to consumer. So they decided to take it in that route. But you can find their candles on smelloflovecandles.com. They are handcrafted, eco-friendly, and sustainable, infused with essential oil candles that are vegan and non-toxic. So
come on.
If you want to support a Black business, make sure you check out their website and support. They are really cute. And he made this for his mom, who had, every time she would smell candles, she would get headaches. So in order to alleviate that, he
because of the toxic
candles that aren't as toxic. And it also helped with his asthma too, because he was having like asthma flare-ups due to candles. So he created these candles for himself and for his mom, and that's where the Smell of Love candles came from. So definitely support this young Black entrepreneur. You can find them directly online at smelloflovecandles.com.
Okay, Smell of Love Candles. Alejandro Buxton.
We love a young Black king that cares about people and the environment. Come on. You better do your thing.
Now, the only question I do have now is, are they in cool, funny shapes and stuff? I just feel like he's 13, so I just feel like in my mind, they're in cool,
he's
fun
like
shapes.
Avenger shapes or something.
Maybe. Oh my God, I would buy that immediately. That sounds amazing.
Would actually be very, very cute. But no, they are just regular shaped candles.
Okay, all right. I mean, I still want it. I'm just asking, if they had it,
Yeah.
If you had a T-shaped candle, that would be awesome. Light that up.
Like a T or like a T? Oh, T for Tristan. Duh.
Come on now. T for Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
You putting this at the beginning of the show, ain't you?
Probably.
I swear T came to mind, not T.
A tea bag in the shape of a tea bag. What the fuck am I doing with that?
Like I'm sipping the tea. That's what I thought.
Oh God. Okay.
On that note,
they are not in funny shapes, but they do have really quirky little names to them. So he has a pumpkin.
Oh, give us some.
Pumpkin up the jam. Donut kill my vibe.
Oh, that's cute.
Donut kill my vibe.
Okay.
Came up with. So they do have little quirky names, and they look so cute. I wish I could.
If he ever has kids, he gonna be a dad joke from the start. Back when I was your age, I had a donut kill my vibe candles. Okay, Dad. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate that.
Sounds like something that a 12-year-old came up with.
It is cute.
Yeah. Shout out to Alejandro Buxton and Smell of Love Candles.
Well, if that is it for Deals for the Culture, guys, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be right back.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, Sean the Don. And I'm here to tell y'all that we now have merch. up live. You can find some t-shirts, you can find puzzles, you can find candles, whatever you want, we got it. Come check us out at culture101podcast.com.
All right, guys. Well, it does bring us to the end of the show where we do have to leave. But you know what? Before we do leave, we would like you to go like, subscribe, check us out on all the platforms, or at least just one platform, But that's Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to reach out to us, Les, how would they do that?
So you can do one of two ways. You can hit up our email, which is contact@culture101podcast.com. Or you can head to the website, culture101podcast.com, and you can scroll all the way down the first page. Leave us a listener letter if you want it to be read aloud on the show. Just let us know if you want to remain anonymous or not.
You can also call Leslie's phone. It is I'm fucking with y'all.
Because I know you know it off the top of your head. That's
I do actually. I
know you do. That's why I was like, boy.
Oh, man. Sean,
Where
if they wanted to purchase our merch, right, where can they do that?
If y'all looking for windbreakers, if y'all looking for hoodies, if y'all looking for t-shirts, pens, pencils, mugs, we got it all.
Candles.
We do have candles.
Like, yes, black-owned candles.
Come on.
If you're looking for them, you can find them at
name for it, but
podcast.com/shop.
All right. Well, again, we want to thank our guest, Mr. Nigel Norfleet. We appreciate you so much for stopping by and dropping those gems. And check out his Pops podcast as well, man.
Yeah.
Sports from the driver's seat, man. It's I heard a little bit of it. It was a good time.
It's cute.
Yeah, check out the Norfleets, man. They're dope. And again, check out and then look for him on the gridiron, man. They call him N Cubed. Look for him. I promise you, he's out there.
They do not call him
the whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It wasn't.
Also, shout out again to Alejandro Buxton. Shout out to Smell of Love Candles. Support that young man, that young black business. Well, all right, guys. Until the next time, I've been Trist.
It's your girl Les.
And I'm Sean the Don.
And even though these scents may change, the vibe remains the same. We out, y'all.
That was cute. That was real cute.